Launch Day! Our heroine Vivian von Vixen's day of triumph is finally upon her. Years of careful planning and research have led to the development of a rocket capable of taking her beyond the bounds of this galaxy to worlds far beyond our own. The people of Earth have gathered to say farewell to her and her sidekick Dottie. A carnival beyond imagination is being held to celebrate all things scientific, all leading up to the final departure of the world's top scientist. The ground gathers in reception of the departing astronauts. In attendance is the President of the United States, business leaders involved in the development of the craft, Vivian von Vixen, the shuttle's pilot, and her girl ward, Dorothy Dottie Holloway.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States of America, David D. Ellsworth.
Thank you, everyone. Ladies, gentlemen, business leaders, we are all gathered here today on this momentous occasion to see Dr. von Vixen's excellent machine make history. It's thanks to her and her thriving aerospace business, Vixco, that the U.S. has been put on the map as the world leaders of this field. I'd heard of Dr. von Vixen's incredible work around the globe, her expedition to discover the mysterious island in the Atlantic, her escape from Moscow after a terrible crash landing in 1949. But getting to work with her more after my election in '52 has been incredible, not just personally, but for the entire country. Who can forget her record-setting mission to the moon last year? It was all just leading to today's expedition, a 25-year mission round trip to the nearest habitable solar system in search of new worlds for humanity. But why don't we let her explain it? Dr. von Vixen?
Thank you, Mr. President. People of Earth, from a young age, I've loved science, creating and discovering new things. I was always hungry for knowledge. So much so that before I was 16, there wasn't a professor left at a college in the world that could teach me something I didn't know. I sought out people like myself, people who wanted to know everything they could, to use that knowledge to make this world better. I made a lot of allies and made a great team, but I also made a lot of enemies and lost people along the way. But I reached an end to that road. I found that this world could only teach me so much. If I wanted to keep learning, I needed to move beyond it. Out in the stars, there were more worlds to learn from. That's why I'm proud to be part of this mission. To go out into the wide universe and represent the planet I call home. I promise to do my very best as I explore the unknown, to make the work that my team and I worked so hard on mean something. In 25 years, I hope to return with findings that will not only make this world greater, but also make it larger, to make us all a bigger part of the universe.
Vivian, what a momentous day for you and your team. I'll be sad to see you go after all the work you've done for my office and your country.
Thank you, sir. I was honored to help. Are you staying for the launch?
I'll be there. Wouldn't miss it.
Oh, excuse me.
Great speech, Viv!
Why, thank you, Dottie. Have everything you need for the mission?
Well, you know it, boss.
Excellent.
It's strange. This feels like any other mission. Not like we're leaving Earth forever.
Not quite forever.
Well, you know what I mean. I guess it hasn't really sunk in yet.
Dottie, hey, over here.
Oh, hey, kids from school. What are you guys doing here?
We wanted to see you off.
Yeah, that and the junk food and rides.
I've never seen a shuttle launch like this. It's more like a carnival.
I guess they wanted to draw a big crowd to mark the occasion.
I can't believe you're going to outer space.
You'll be the first student from our high school to do that. Are you nervous?
Not too nervous. I mean, I've been to space before. We went to the moon last year.
Yeah, just the moon. My family went to the Grand Canyon. Same thing.
But this time you'll be gone for a while. By the time you get back, we'll be graduated.
You'll be practically retired.
Aren't you gonna miss Earth?
Well, of course. But I can't trust anyone else to take care of Viv. She gets so wrapped up in her work, she'll forget to eat if I'm not around.
Aw, come on, she isn't that bad.
I'm serious. I once left her alone in her workshop over the weekend, and when I came in on Monday, she hadn't left. She didn't even know she'd worked through both days.
Wow, she sure is dedicated to science.
Oh, hey, wanna get some corn dogs?
I can't. I'm not supposed to eat before the lunch. Could upset my stomach.
Oh, dang. Well, good luck. We're gonna go look around.
Look us up when you get back.
Will do. Goodbye.
Dr. Von Vixen, a word, please?
What now?
I'd like one more opportunity for you to reconsider the terms of your contract. They're too restricting. The board and I feel that you aren't considering the company's future.
I beg to differ. I've put a lot of thought into the plan for my business in the next 2 decades. There are many contingencies. My council of advisors are in place if anything not outlined in the contract happens.
But, Doctor, we on the board feel that we should at least be able to license or continue to develop some of your existing patents and technologies.
Do you remember the last time I left you unsupervised? The time when I let the company work outside of my purview? The disaster of the Griffin 5.
That was an isolated
That's
incident.
right. It will remain isolated in the past and not repeat itself. The contract stands.
Yes, ma'am.
Viv, wait up!
Did you say goodbye to your friends?
Yeah, though they seemed a little more interested in the science festival than seeing me off.
There are always people in your life who are going to choose other things over you. You have to surround yourself with the people who matter. That's what I did.
People like me?
That's right. I need you up there more than anyone else.
You really want me over everyone on the science team. There are people with doctorates and IQs of like 300.
I don't need people like that. I need someone who will support me, who can see the things I don't. You know me better than any of them. You understand people better than I ever could. I know the science, but you know emotions. You're empathetic. You look at the world with a different perspective.
I guess I never thought of it like that.
The mission control room is alive with the chatter of Vivian's entire team. Monitors display live data to help diagnose the launch to optimal efficiency. Men and women write complicated equations on chalkboards. A massive clock counts down to when our heroes will finally depart this world.
How are the pre-flight checks going?
All markers are green for launch. You should know by now. I'm as neurotic as you are when it comes to this stuff.
And you know I still have to ask.
How many missions have we done together? I've lost count.
You've been running missions for me since the science team was first formed. You even helped build it into what it is today.
We are quite a team together. What was our first mission?
I brought you on when I was developing the first Griffin.
Oh, yes. I remember. The aquatic car, right?
No, that was the Griffin 4. The first Griffin was the experimental jet. We were trying to break the sound barrier.
We didn't break it that time, but you did break a few ribs, didn't you?
It was a strong first attempt. We learned from our mistakes. We've come a long way from those days. In experience and ambition.
Where do you think we would be if we never met? I'd probably still be at the airport in the Burbank.
I wouldn't have made it out of that Russian gulag. I owe you my life. You saved me.
And you give me mine.
Thank you. Thank you all. I'd like to say, before I suit up and board the Griffin 9, that I'm so proud of everyone here, especially my science team that I've personally built and worked with for years. We've accomplished a lot for the world, and for science. I'll miss you all, and I hope that you will all continue to grow as Dottie and I do as well. I can't wait to share what we learn out there in the vast beyond, and to hear what you have as well when we return to Earth.
Dr. Vixen,
Yes?
I implore you, please reconsider.
My mind is made up.
But the business. You aren't thinking of the business.
You're right. I'm not. I didn't create this business to feed your profit margins. The only reason I incorporated is that I didn't trust men in suits to control my discoveries. The future of science is not for men fueled by greed. I made this business so I'd make sure the right decisions were made. I've instructed you and the board on what my plan was and is. Now move.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you'll need to exit the control room.
Get away from me. I'll leave when I'm ready.
Vivian and Dottie board the Griffin 9, an aerodynamic masterpiece. A slender white and blue rocket with fins like a Cadillac. The ladies don their spacesuits and climb into their respective stations, readying for the launch at hand.
Seatbelt secured. Dottie,
I'm strapped in, Viv.
let's go through the pre-launch checklist.
Are you nervous, Viv?
Nervous? I trust my team and the work I put into this mission too much. I have to worry more about doing everything right more than trying to control the things I can't.
Well, I am. Doesn't matter how many times I get in a rocket, this part always terrifies me.
That's perfectly reasonable. We are doing something completely out of the natural order for human beings, strapping ourselves to an explosive and traveling 10,000 kilometers up, leaving the forces of gravity behind.
And everything else.
What?
Nothing. Let's do the list.
Copy that. Auxiliary fuel pump.
Off.
Flight controls.
Free and correct.
Instruments and radios.
Checked and set.
Nebula turbine.
Primed and set.
Perfect. Seems like everything on the checklist is ready. Are you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be to leave my home behind.
Having second thoughts.
Just a little worried. What world will we come back to in 25 years? Aren't you worried about that?
I've always felt ahead of the world. Maybe by then they'll have caught up to me.
We are green to go on our side, ma'am. Waiting for your go-ahead to begin liftoff.
To those listening in the control booth, thank you for everything. We will see you on the other side. And to my science team in Mission Control, I'm trusting you to follow our development plans for the next 25 years. Make sure it's a bright future Dottie and I return to. Not just for my company, but for the world. Thank you for taking care of everything.
Everyone here in the tower thanks for your trust, Viv. I will commence the count whenever you're ready.
Ready, Dottie?
Yes, Vivian.
10, 9, 8,
Oh boy, this is the part I don't like.
7, 6, 5,
Oh, come on, Dottie. This is the best ride at the carnival.
4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off!
The rocket fires upward, accelerating faster and faster as Vivian and Dottie are slammed with the force of the craft's propulsion. in a moment that feels as if it will last forever until finally the Griffin escapes the clutches of Earth's gravity. The crew of the ship are filled with a calm, weightless embrace of outer space.
Whoa! That was intense!
Back in space, our old friend. Prepare to angle the shuttle into position. Set the course for the Leonis system.
Setting the course.
How does it feel to be up here again?
I'm not sure, Viv. This one is different. 25 years away from home?
It won't seem as long to us. Plus, the time will fly once we're exploring, experimenting, and setting up the new outpost.
I just wish my parents could be here with us.
It's a tragedy, what happened to them. But we have each other now. I'm glad you're in my life, and I'm glad you decided to come with me on this mission.
I know what it's like to be alone. I wouldn't want you to have to go through this mission by yourself.
Thanks, Dottie. I wouldn't want anyone else up here with me. Now, prime the nebula engine and start the turbine.
Course setting complete. Propeller in motion.
Engage!
A quantum hum fills the air as the Griffin boosts forward. The Earth grows smaller as the ship becomes a streak through space.
There goes the moon!
Goodbye, Earth. Hello, universe. We might as well engage our sleep suits. It's going to be a long trip without them. Set your timer for 10 years.
Setting. Do you think we'll dream?
It should be like any other sleep. You may dream for a while before you enter non-REM sleep, which you should stay in for the majority of our journey. But you should experience some dreams near the beginning and end of the cycle. We wouldn't want you to wake up and think you were still sleeping after a 10-year dream.
That makes sense.
Sweet dreams, Dottie.
Good night.
Our heroines fade to sleep as their ship follows its course to the new galaxy. A rest that seems too short as it is interrupted prematurely by an alarm.
What is that? Viv! Viv!
What? The ship has detected something strange on the radar.
What is it? An asteroid? Are we going to crash?
No. I set special parameters in case we came across anything unidentifiable. The computer was programmed to alert us, just in case it might be another vessel in space.
Like aliens? Wow! Real-life aliens!
Could be, Dottie. Get on the console and see what's out there.
Looks like something off the starboard side. Wow! We may be the first Earthlings to make contact with aliens.
Well, get on the radio and see if they respond.
Unknown vessel. This is the Griffin 9 trying to make contact. Do you hear us?
Mayday! Mayday! My fuel pump has ruptured. Need immediate rescue.
This is Captain Von Vixen of the Griffin 9. We will bring our vessel around. Meet us at the top hatch.
What do you think they'll look like?
I'm ready to find out. Now, hold up that flag a little higher and stand up straight. We don't want them to think people of Earth have bad posture. I want to make a good first impression.
Oops. Sorry.
Who is this alien visitor, and what does he have in store for our Earthling adventurettes? Tune in next time for the next thrilling installment of Vivian Von Vixen and the Vast Beyond.